Welcome back to another installment of internetclass.org. Right here, today, I'm talking about end-to-end encryption, okay? So now say we have two people, right? We have Muhammad and Ali. And Muhammad wants to send, let's say a cat video to Ali, right? And so what's gonna happen here over a wireless connection is it's going to go through the internet, it's going to go to these different servers here and whatnot, and it's going to reach Ali from Muhammad. And the thing is, these servers aren't controlled by Muhammad, so technically if someone wanted to, they're like, oh, I'm going to steal his cat video because I think it's funny, and I'm going to use it as mine. So what he could do is he could just like hop in, say that's his server right there, and he could just intercept that message and take it. He could even stop transmission to Ali if he wanted to. Although we have this thing called end-to-end encryption, and so this guy right here, we're gonna call him G. He can't even read the message because at one end, at Muhammad's end, we're actually gonna encrypt the message. And it's going to send it through the internet encrypted until it hits Ali, and then Ali is going to decrypt it. And now we also have another case here, something that's a lot more secure is if we just had a wired connection between Muhammad and Ali. And in this case, I mean, unless it was connected to the internet, you don't even really need to encrypt it. The only way that G here could intercept that cat video is if he actually cut into the wire.
So one of the examples that I know helps a lot of people understand encryption, so let's say we got me and you, and I want to send you something that's in this chest. And I don't want anyone else to get their dirty hands on it, so I go ahead and I put my lock on it. And then I send it to you. You get this chest and you go, this has a lock on it, I can't open it, I don't have the key, but you know what? Screw you in your chest. This guy's going to put his own lock on it. So now it's got two locks on it. Sends it back to me. I'm like, I don't want this useless crap now. Screw you. So I take my lock off and send it back to you. And then you have the key for this lock. So you open it up and you get your secret message. And so the entire time passing back and forward, no one's going to be able to read what's inside the chest because it always has a lock on it. So one of the first examples of encryption that I'm going to go over today, I have two of them. Is this type. So we got Alice and Bob, and this person Eve, and she's evil, I drew her in red. And so Bob wants to send Alice his recipe for cookies, some damn good cookies, and he doesn't want Eve to get at them. So Alice is over here, she has a lock and she has a key. And what Alice is going to do is she's going to send her lock to Bob, and at this point the lock is unlocked. Bob will then lock up his recipe and then send it back to Alice, who has the key that she can unlock it and read it. And so Eve won't see the recipe because it's going to be locked or encrypted, and so he can safely send a message over without worrying about anyone eavesdropping. So the next type of encryption we have is a little bit different. It's more in-depth than my last example. So we still have Alice, Bob, and Eve. Now Alice wants to send Bob her recipe for brownies. And much like last time, we don't want Eve to find out. And so what Alice is going to do is take Bob's public key. Everyone has two keys, one public that everyone can access, and one private key. Now a public key can only open a privately locked message, and the same thing vice versa. And so what Alice is going to do is take Bob's public key, and she's going to encrypt her message. She's going to send it to Bob, who only has access to the private key that can open this. So he's going to use his private key to open this message. Now, Bob might be there thinking, these could be some poisonous brownies. Maybe Eve is trying to get me to kill myself because I didn't give her the recipe to my cookies. Now, to make sure that Alice is sending the message to Bob, what she's going to do is first put Bob's public key and encrypt her message. Then she's going to take her own private key and encrypt that message. So we got double encryption going on. Sends it over to Bob. Now, since Alice is the only one with her own private key, Bob can unlock that message with Alice's public key, which takes away the first layer, and now he has access to open this one with his private key. And so he knows that Alice is the one that sends the message, and now if Eve tries to get to this one, sure, she can open up the first layer, because she also has access to Alice's public key, but not to Bob's private key. So she's still just stuck there with an encrypted message for brownies that will not harm Bob at all.
So one of the things that asymmetric encryption utilizes to make it, more secure is something called a trapdoor function. All right. Now a trapdoor function basically, say you have a letter M, and you're going to encrypt it. So you can encrypt it to B quite easily, especially if you have the function. Although getting back to M if you had B is very difficult unless you have the secret. Now this guy right here, he fell through a trapdoor. He's like way down, and to get back out, he's got the B right now. To get back to M, it's very hard. I mean, he's got to jump at least 4 times his body height. That's pretty hard to do. Although if he knew that there was a ladder right there, the secret, he could get out very easily. And don't worry, that ladder will definitely get him out of the trapdoor.